Welcome back. We are studying now multiple step equations. And all that means is it's going to take us more than just 2 steps to get the answer. We're going to start with some easier problems. It may only take us 2 steps to find the answer, but we're moving towards it being multiple steps. And the big goal is that we're trying to find a solution for the unknown number, the variable. What number here in number 1, when multiplied times 6 and multiplied times 5, will give us negative 11? That's what we're trying to find. So we first start by combining like terms, and they're both variable terms. So I'm going to get 11a is equal to a negative 11. So now if you can imagine with me, I have 11 variable rectangles. I think that's 11. It looks like, there we go. Now it's 11. And it equals 11 red, because they're negative, little units. 9, 10, 11. Okay. So what we're saying is we have to take this pile of unit tiles and we need to divide them up into 11 groups so that each one of these little sticks gets an equal number of red dots. So we're dividing mathematically 11a divided by 11 and negative 11 divided by 11. And what we're finding is that a, the unknown, the one single variable tile, will get 1 negative unit. Okay? It's hard to do that and imagine that on a computer. But if you can imagine it, what we're doing is we're saying, I've got this pile of red tiles and I've got 11 of these little red tiles and I need to divide them into 11 groups. Well, if I had 11 kids and I had 11 pieces of candy, how many pieces of candy would each kid get? Well, they'd each get 1. Okay? But because the pile is, I owe them 1, right? I owe 11 pieces. So therefore I owe each kid a candy. So a is equal to negative 1. What does it mean that a is negative 1? What it means is if I go back to the original equation and I stick in a negative 1 every time I see a, that it's going to make the left side of the equation equal the right side of the equation. So what is 6 times negative 1? It's negative 6. What is 5 times negative 1? It's negative 5. What is negative 6 plus negative 5? Now you might stop and think about that for a minute, but I'm going to use the example. If I borrow $6 from my mom, and then I borrow $5 more from my mom, do I owe her money or do I have money? Well, I'm going to owe her $11. And that means that a negative 11 is equal to a negative 11, and that's true. So we found that a is negative 1, because when you put it back in for the letter a, it actually creates a true statement that negative 11 on the left side is equal to negative 11 on the right side. All right, let's look at number 2. Again, we're going to combine like terms. If I'm in debt 6n, and then remember, subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative. Okay, so here I'm in debt 6, I'm in debt 2 more, I'm in debt 8. Okay, now, I've got 8 students and 16 pieces of candy. How many pieces does each student get? Every kid gets 2. So we divide by 8, negative 8, and we know the answer is 2. But a positive divided by a negative is a negative. Because if I were to take negative 2 and multiply, do the reverse, multiply times negative 8, negative times negative is positive, and that gives me my positive original answer. So again, what does n equals negative 2 mean? It means that if I go back to the original problem, negative 6 times negative 2 minus 2 times negative 2. Remember, every time I see an n, I'm putting in my n equals negative 2, right? Egg equals 16. So if we've done our math correctly, the left side should all add up to be positive 16. So let's see. Negative 6 times negative 2 is positive 12. 6 times 2 is 12, and negative times negative is positive. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Okay? And 12 plus 4 is 16. So 16 equals 16, and we've done our math correctly. Check. Now you might say to me, Mrs. Evans, wasn't this just 2 times negative 2? Why was it negative 2 times negative? Well, remember the sign stays with the term. So it's negative 2 times negative 2. Or subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative. You could look at it that way if that helps you feel better about it. All right, let's jump down. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 says r plus 11 plus 8r equals 29. So now here we're going to need multiple steps. R is one variable tile. 8r is 8 variable tiles. And 11 means 11 of these little unit tiles. Okay? So we are on the left side of the equation. Can we combine anything? Yes, we can find that 8 r's plus 1 r is 9 r. Plus 11 units is equal to 29. Now we solve this like a two-step equation. We flip our tiles to negative, move them to the other side of the equal sign. We get 9r is equal to 18. Divide both sides by 9, and r is equal to 2. I go back to my original statement, and I say r plus 11 plus 8 times r is equal to 29. 2 plus 11 is 13, plus 8 times 2 is 16. 13 plus 16 is 29, and 29 is equal to 29.